There is no secret sauce other than be consistent.
As the Big Mac sauce, 'cause that is secret sauce. No one has a recipe, they do. It's pretty standard, you can buy an Asda.
Welcome back to That Agency Co. podcast with me, that David.
And me, that Rob.
I don't know why we're talking like this. Listen, it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It has. So if you keep up with the vlogs, you'll find that today's vlog of filming the podcast, which you'd have seen in the vlog, me introducing that we're filming the podcast, would be the one that you've watched on Friday evening, a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So it's just gone 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 10 past 6.
10 past 6.
I got up at 4. And we also had a very, probably the hardest filming day we've had so far.
Either the hardest or the longest.
Both.
Probably both.
Both.
Yeah, probably both.
But we need to put out a podcast. We do daily vlogs and we do weekly podcasts, and it's just what we do. So no matter what's happened, no matter what we get thrown at in the day, we'll be bringing this content to you because you're welcome. Don't start singing that song.
Oh, primed, ready. I was so ready for that one.
So what's today's topic?
Today's topic, we're going to be discussing the state of video in 2022.
Big topic.
It's something that we talk about quite a lot, particularly on the way to Boots or a meal deal. It is quite a common theme that comes up. So it's surrounding things very much about how video is consumed. Like currently, I'd say this year, obviously it's currently February, it's only 2 months into the year, because for me, the pandemic has changed a lot of the ways people consume content and also produce content. So I think that's what we're going to touch on, because I think that's going to be big this year, obviously, with things opening back up. Today, as of filming this, is the day that all restrictions seem to have been dropped completely.
Yeah.
So, all being well, it doesn't end up going south and we end up back in lockdowns again. But what has the last few years done to accelerate the way digital media and video is consumed online?
Yeah, it's changed rapidly, like you say. If you're watching this from a business point of view, you're probably in a position where you're still in that like bounce back period, or you're able to now, like you just mentioned, there's no restrictions anymore. Things are as normal, for want of a better phrase nowadays. They're as normal as, or they're as close to what normality was like pre-2020, pre-lockdown. C word, I don't feel I'd say it on YouTube anymore, but we're as close to that as we've ever been in the last 2 and a bit years or whatever it's been.
Yeah.
So now's the time to think, right, but what has the last 2 years taught us? How have people's habits changed? If you are getting back to business, or more people are starting to come out and do things, like if you're a restaurant, like, or whatever, more people are now feeling more comfortable about coming back out and going out. Things are getting back to some sort of normality. How do you promote and make sure that people are coming back? Now they're more wary on where and how they spend their money. Why are they coming to you? What sort of video do you need to produce? So that's the first point, I suppose. In your opinion then, or the way you see it, how are the consumer, people that are looking at staring into the phone every single day, what are their habits like now?
Yeah, so I lean into two things. One about how you're making the videos and how you're producing your content, and also one relating to consumers now. Obviously, 2020 was obviously the year of the C word that we don't mention, but it's also the year TikTok went from being like a nothing to everything. So many people I know, me being one of them, went down on TikTok, just put dancing, and now I'm on TikTok daily. Yeah, and have been for ages. And I know that's the same with so many people. And obviously with the introduction of things like Instagram Reels, which are very popular. Facebook, they seem to have popped up with Reels in the last week or so.
Yeah,
that's come out of nowhere.
YouTube Shorts.
There's just a lot
basically
of short
portrait style content that you just watch without having to move your phone around and stuff like that.
and it's all short as well.
Yeah.
So TikTok originally was up to 60 seconds. It's now up to 3 minutes. I don't think they've made any changes since.
Is that for everybody though?
I'm not
or
sure.
Certain creators.
I'm not sure. I think it's quite widespread now, to be honest. I think it was limited to start with.
But either way, the point still stands, doesn't it?
It's
short portrait video content.
Yeah, and again, it's an unreal 60-second limit. So your general attention span of a person has dropped dramatically because in them sort of videos and that sort of platform, you need to capture somebody in like the first 2 seconds for them to even stop, because like you get into the habit of just like vroom, 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 vroom. And if it doesn't catch you in the first like 0.5 seconds, you're like, oh, gone.
Yeah.
Like, so you really got to have something that captures somebody straight away and keep them engaged, which is the first big thing, because I feel like there's still a lot of people that you say, oh yeah, I want a video doing, and to me, it's once it's a promo video. In my head, it's no longer than 60 seconds, really.
No.
Like, a lot
and
of times...
And it's fast-paced.
Yeah.
And it's in your face.
Yeah.
It's not this, like, lovey-dovey, slow-mo with music on it and stuff. I mean, you can have slow-mo as long as the beat of the tune's a bit boom, 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 like, cool.
It needs to have a bit of...
But you can't have slow visuals as well as slow music. Because it's just not capturing people anymore.
It's not enough. But there's still a lot of people that see a promo video as like 2-3 minutes, like which just doesn't work. No, unfortunately. That's something you can release, further into a customer's journey. But if it's a new person, they want to know what you're about in 30 seconds, well, less really to stay around, but they're gone. So that's one big thing, is how people consume content, particularly as if they're a new viewer. Once you got someone on board, they might have to watch more of your stuff. But that's a whole different topic to come on to, because there's a whole scope of stuff you can do at that point, including things like podcasts.
Yes.
The other thing is the quality of video. So TikTok itself is a mobile-first platform, effectively, where the majority of content...
So too is Instagram.
Yeah, and Instagram. Majority of content is filmed on a mobile phone. We all know mobile phones now film in stupidly good quality.
Yeah. But they don't necessarily upload and be served to individuals in fantastic quality. Because we know ourselves, until you flick that little upload in HD on TikTok, it defaults to uploading it in standard definition, which is basically what channel 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are like if you haven't got HD TV.
It's
shocking.
You've got dodgy connection. It's snowing.
Yeah.
But people are used to watching that. And again, so much time was spent on things like Zoom and Meets and Hangouts or whatever.
Low quality video.
Yeah. Most people use their built-in laptop cam. Maybe buy an HD one if like you were doing loads of them, depending. Yeah. Again, it comes down to what position you are in your work.
Yeah.
Obviously, the quality of them isn't mind-blowing. Like my built-in camera on my computers, it's rubbish, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
so that's it. What you're saying is then that people are now watching short bursts of content rather than long form. In the main, they're going, I'll literally just watch 10 TikToks that are 15 seconds to a minute, some of them 3 minutes, but generally they're like less than a minute long. So attention spans dropped dramatically in the last couple of years, and so too has production, quality of video. You don't have to produce. We've got 3 cameras that all record in 4K, but we don't use the 4K function because it's a nightmare to edit, and most people don't even consume in 4K either. So like this is high production in terms of all the equipment we've got. Yeah. However, people aren't necessarily consuming in high quality. They're more than happy, like you say, because we've almost been conditioned that Zoom calls, Google Meet, or whatever else it is, we've got used to, it's low quality. It's more about what's being said, the content, than it is being highly produced. If you're a business, by the way, and you want highly produced content, you should definitely choose highly produced stuff, even if it's short burst of promo stuff. Yeah. But your average person now, the quality is not, it's not as important as it was 2 years ago.
No, I mean, I've even seen, it might have been the Graham Norton show or something, like the guests are appearing on the show over Zoom. So on live prime TV is a Zoom call. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just, I wouldn't say it's the production quality that's dropped, because your phones can still film in a high quality, cameras film in high quality. It's the expectation, I'd say, isn't as high. Obviously, if you're going to go and watch like a full-blown film at the cinema, like if you're going to go and watch like a new Marvel film comes out and it was all filmed on like an iPhone or something, you'll probably be asking questions. But
that new iPhone though, with that cinematic button,
mode.
I'm like,
but like, again, that comes down to your perception. That if you are going to go and watch a big blockbuster film, you expect a decent level of quality.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're watching a 15-second promo on TikTok, you don't walk into it thinking, oh, if this ain't 8K cinematic, then it ain't for me.
Yeah.
It's more about what's in it, and audio as well, which is a topic to bring in for video.
This is a podcast.
Yeah, usually, or audio, but obviously we've got a 3-camera setup. Unless you're now listening on Spotify or something.
Yeah, I will get round to that.
They are coming. In which case you can't watch us, and this whole production thing we spoke about is irrelevant. But yeah, audio is more important than the video in most cases. In
terms of quality.
Yeah. You've got to choose. If you've had a coin, you have to flip it. One gave you average video and one gave you average audio.
Yeah.
But if on the flip side is if you had average video, you had exceptional audio.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
You want it to land on the audio.
You want it to land on exceptional audio.
If you were watching this now and we were slightly blurry, like not, where you can't even tell who it is, but it wasn't like crisp, crystal clear HD. If you were watching it wasn't that, but this audio is crisp, clear, and you can hear me, you're probably not even battering an eyelid. You're probably not even that bothered. However, if this was crystal clear picture, and then we were like, I'm hoping this sounds shit, and we were like talking like this, or the levels kept dropping, or it kept dropping in, dropping out, straight away you're going, I can't watch this. I can't watch. Audio's more important than visual. I think it always has been.
Yeah.
Only now, like you say, it's even more so now. Just even more so.
Yeah, it's been heightened, I think.
So, if you're a business then, right now, where are you putting your budget? Bear in mind we've spoke about people's habits.
Mm-hmm.
If I say to you now, we need to do something to reach more people, that agency code, what we're doing, what should we do?
I mean, for me, and what we are doing, is using video.
Yeah.
And I've recently put a post out about this on LinkedIn.
It's like we planned this.
Yeah, I literally put it out 2 hours ago, but I did film it about 2 weeks ago. So what I touch on in that is very much how video lingers about really online. LinkedIn is a funny platform where text posts can also do extremely well, which isn't common across the board on things like Facebook and Instagram.
No.
Mainly because Instagram, you can't just post a text post.
LinkedIn's a very different platform.
It is. But how it works is your video, it keeps people on a platform for longer. So when someone's on a platform for longer, that platform obviously likes you because they want people on their platform.
Yeah.
And if they're looking at you for longer because they're watching a 3-4 minute video, the platform goes, oh, this person must be interesting, because the platform doesn't really have favorites as such. It just picks up on what everyone's watching and looking at. Yeah. So if it goes, oh, this person's being looked at quite a lot, people are watching their stuff, oh, I might as well show it to some more people then, because 20 people liked it already, so let's show another 10, let's show another 10, etc., etc. And that's the real beauty of using video, is that as long as it's engaging and you're interacting with the audience and the audience is enjoying it, the algorithm will help you sort of reach more people.
Yeah. And you can't get that type of build-up, if you like, just through using just words or just photos. Sometimes, listen, photos will do well. By the way, quick tip, completely unrelated. If you do post photos, never post one photo. Post at least 3 or more photos. Because, again, it has the same effect. So because people say on Instagram, you post 10 photos, if people start scrolling through and go, oh, I like photo 2 and 3 and 4, again, all Instagram sees is, oh, somebody's looking at this account and their eyes are staying on this one account. If they just see you one photo, they're like, oh, nice photo, like, move on. Obviously, you got 10 photos, they stop, they scroll a bit, they land on you. But you can eliminate having to take 10 good photos and getting them to scroll by just doing video. Just do a video, and it's the same effect. They stop, and it's like, all right, I've got to stop and watch this. You've got them in the first 2 seconds with a nice, cool hook, and then they watch the video. Again, Instagram, whatever platform it is, goes, sound. People are stopping on your profile. So if I'm the business, then what you're saying basically, based on how people now behave online, how consumers consume, you're telling me I need to start creating quick, snappy, up to a minute videos, and then create them to bring people in as an introduction. Hey, look at me. Like, watch me. And then create a couple of 3 to 5 minute videos, a little bit more in depth. And then podcasting, go really in depth. And those people that then have really bought into that, they've seen the hook and they're like, oh, I saw this 34-second TikTok. Absolutely class. I want to earn more from these people. Then they go, all right, I can earn more now because I'm on the Facebook page and they've got a 3-minute, 25-second video. Oh, I'm really interested in what they're doing during the day. Oh, they also do a longer form podcast where they go in depth about what they're doing and whatever the topic and genre is. That's basically the workflow in it. Is it a funnel?
It is. This is a topic I can dive into quite extensively, unfortunately. But the one thing that I will, this is one key tip. If you take anything away from this, how far into this are we now? I can't see the clock. What are we on? 16 minutes into this recording. So if you've been listening for 16 minutes, this is the moment you really want to listen for this tip.
This is what I'm putting right at the beginning.
Here we go. Start the podcast. That's my tip for later. So start at the
end of pod.
So here we go. The tip you've been waiting for. We're now 17 minutes in. When a new person discovers you for the first time, particularly if you're a brand that's selling something rather than just gaining views, where you're making your money on monetization or whatever. If you're someone that sells something, whether it's a product or a service, more so a service, someone from cold needs to watch you for up to 10 hours from like statistically or psychology behind it before they trust you as a brand.
I thought you were going to say that's how the algorithm works, and I'm going to think, is that how it works? Because I'm not convinced that's true, but it makes bloody sense.
Yeah, no. So,
but you're saying from a psychology point of view, someone has to watch you for 10 hours before they fully buy in.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily watching you as in watching video. That's just seeing your brand. So that's the thing behind the whole consistency is key. Like, that's where the long form content comes in. So you might be familiar with the funnel sort of pattern. This is like some in-depth stuff here. So you've got the hook, 15 seconds or so. You might watch 3 or 4 of them before you go, I've seen this a few times now. I've seen these people a few times. Let's go a little bit further. So you're 15 seconds that up, you're a minute, right? Which in 10 hours is like a penny in the ocean or something.
Yeah. Penny in the ocean, a drop in the ocean.
I can't remember the phrase. Forgot the phrase.
Go on, carry on.
But anyway, then you go on to like your 3-4 minute clips. Then you might have a half-hour clip. Like, then you'll get people that do like a full webinar, which is like an hour or hour and a half. So all that is racking up that sort of time effectively. Because I think it's about minimum 7 hours.
Suppose you're building trust as well.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Is that sort of benchmark is the thing. So about 7 hours, 10 hours is like the rule of thumb. But that sort of minimum 7 hours is what it takes to get someone. So using video is a good way to sort of put some engaging content across, and
it'll rack those hours
trust
up much quicker than a couple of photos.
Exactly. Once they're through the door, it racks up because you can deliver a lot more information in video. It's easier to consume because I know take myself for an example. If I've watched a webinar in the past, I'd like put my phone on, put the webinar on, and I might be cooking tea or something at the same time. But at the same time, listening to this information, watching it, and usually them things at the end goes, oh yeah, well you can buy this for X amount.
And you buy it.
Sometimes I buy it, sometimes I don't. It depends what it is. Depends I watch 7 hours of them.
I'd be interested to know, is there anybody that's watched us for 10 hours? Consumed us for 10 hours. That sounds weird.
That's a very strange
Sounds
thing.
Weird, but it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Have you consumed David and Rob for 10 hours? Have we put that? We've put 10 hours
There'll
content
be 10 hours worth
out.
of content out.
Well, this is like...
It'll be interesting to know as well that if you have done that,
Do you trust us?
You must, yeah. Do you trust us? Like, because you've obviously hung around to watch 10 hours worth. So there must be an element of either.
This is all a trick.
Yeah. It's all
Don't
psychology.
trust us.
All psychology.
Well, that's it as well.
I think we know what we're talking about.
I heard that the other day, though. I heard that somebody said, I think they were relating to marketers or salespeople, and they were saying people, marketers or salespeople, whichever one it was, or both, because I suppose they're similar. Yeah. It was something along the lines of the ones that look at numbers can be good, but the ones that look at the psychology of consumers and customers and stuff and people can be great, because it is more about the psychology than like just general number patterns on, oh, well, this many people between this age, you should like this. But it's more, what's the psychology of these people? Let's look at, like for us, for instance, we're relatable because as much as you've got a southern accent, you're from up here. Like, if someone has a conversation with you, you know Doncaster as well as I do.
Yeah.
Like, you know everything about it, and you know everything about loads of shit, by the way.
I know loads of stuff.
We should definitely do a quiz at Woolmarket if we're allowed in. We'd win. You'd definitely win.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, the psychology. It's all about the psychology, and I suppose we're almost doing it. We know this stuff, we're putting it in place. I'm saying that we don't put it in place purposely, but we do, because we talk about this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But I think the daily vlog is that consistent bang, 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 bang. Then you've got the smaller clips that we put out there of the vlogs and the podcasts and all the rest of it, and that's how we're bringing people in. And then now you're sat here. There's at least 5 here that have watched all the vlogs, like 40 episodes nearly now.
Yeah.
Might be on 40 episodes by this podcast, and you're watching this now, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I did see something on Instagram or whatever, or TikTok.
Yeah.
Then I have watched the vlog, and then now I'm sat here wasting 22 minutes of my life watching this podcast.
Well, hopefully you've learned something this 22 minutes.
You have. And if you own a business, you're welcome, by the way, because this is absolute fire content.
Yeah, this is the sort of stuff you'd sit through a 1 hour and a half long webinar to learn, because that's where I learned most of it.
That's the same.
You've done it in 20 minutes.
We'll pay for it, listen to it, consume it, and then we'll pass it on to you for note.
Yeah. In less time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But I think that ties in again. It comes back to like the video in 2022, what being so powerful, but using it correctly. If you just went, oh yes, I need to make videos in 2022, cool, and didn't really have a plan, you're probably not going to see the best results as thinking about what you're going to do first, then make the videos to aid that goal.
Yeah, and be consistent. Consistency is just literally, if anyone tells you they've got the secret sauce, there is no secret sauce other than be consistent.
Other than Big Mac sauce, because that is secret sauce. No one knows the recipe, they do. Just pretty standard, you can buy an Asda.
But either way, still be consistent.
Yeah.
Even if that's the consistency in the sauce on your burger.
But to be fair, unless you've got anything else to add, I think we've gone through quite a lot.
Yeah, what we're saying is, let's pause here because this can go on. But this is where you now buy our ebook for $7.99 because we've reeled you in. We ain't got an ebook. We don't care about ebooks.
No.
We'll never bring an ebook.
If we made
out.
an ebook, it'd be an e-video.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's it. That's your lot. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please give us feedback. As always, we really, really appreciate the feedback in the comments. So get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Always feel free to DM us and what have you. And obviously, if you're looking for somebody to talk about this more one-on-one, I forgot what I was going to say, around your business, specific to your business, get in touch. I'm clearly not a great salesperson because I just forgot what my sales pitch was. That
was really good, wasn't it? And if you've got any future discussions you'd like us to talk about or to dive into, again, put them in the comments. We've got a list of stuff, but obviously without people giving us more things, we're eventually going to run out of topics.
Tell us what you want to talk about.
So, yeah.
What should we talk about? Should we? Here's one for him. Should we get a guest on? If so, who? Who do you want on? Yeah. Who do you want to come and join us here on the podcast? We'll have to nick another chair. And, and we'll talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, not whatever you want.
Within reason.
Yeah, someone interesting. Don't just say like, oh, no, John from Dark Street, he can chat. Get him on. You got to be interesting. But yeah, let us know. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, all the rest of it. Peace out.
End of pod. You think my peace out then? That's why I was got pod.